I think one of the biggest positives that I had with The Gorge is absolutely Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. Their chemistry together in this film is what made this film very enjoyable. What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. This is OCD Movie Reviews. My name is On the Brinker, and today I'm going to review the latest action / romance / horror film that came out on Apple TV, and that film is The Gorge. This movie is directed by Scott Derrickson, who directed movies like Sinister, Doctor Strange, and The Black Phone, and this movie stars Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. Two highly trained operatives are appointed to posts in guard towers on opposite sides of a vast and highly classified gorge. Protecting the world from mysterious evil that lurks within, they work together to keep the secret in the gorge. So I was interested in this movie. First of all, Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. I love this casting. I thought them two are really fantastic actors, especially Anya Taylor-Joy, since I loved From the Witch. She gets better and better in more movies she's done. But the more thing I was excited about this movie is Scott Derrickson. I think he's a very underrated director. Sinister is probably one of the most terrifying movies that I have ever seen. He also directed Doctor Strange, which I really enjoyed. But the ones I enjoyed the most is The Black Phone. I think it's one of the most underrated horror movies that came out in a couple of years. I didn't get a chance to review that movie, which I was disappointed because I thought that movie deserves a lot of credit. I cannot wait for the sequel this year. I just think Scott Derrickson is a very underrated director. With this concept, I was interested in how this movie is going to turn out. And in my opinion, I enjoyed myself surprisingly with The Gorge. Is it the best movie of this year? No, this movie definitely has its issues. But for an enjoyable streaming movie that should have came to theaters, I enjoyed The Gorge for what it is, and I think one of the biggest positives that I had with The Gorge is absolutely Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy. Their chemistry together in this film is what made this film very enjoyable, and I thought their chemistry is really well done in this film. Both of the characters have their backstories, and I thought the backstories are very effective in the film. But what I like about this film the most is that throughout most of the film, they don't share as much dialogue, more towards the second and third act. The first act, it literally felt like a silent film. They're using more actions than words because of course they're both from opposing sides of the towers, so they have to communicate without any dialogue. And I thought it's done really freaking well. It gets you very invested because it's a very hard thing to do, to try to do a scene without dialogue while also getting you very invested. And I thought Scott Derrickson did that aspect very freaking well in the film. But their romance in the film, I gotta say, Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy, their romance in the film, I thought it's really well done in the film. It didn't feel forced at all. The romance felt very natural in this film. And the dialogue they exchanged, I was really rooting for them to stay together and not die in the situation they are in. But also with the plot of the mystery of The Gorge, the stuff they reveal about The Gorge in the film, I'm not spoiling obviously, but I thought it's very freaking interesting and kind of original what they're doing with it. Seeing them two kind of investing the mystery of why evil is within into the gorge, and I thought those aspects in The Gorge is actually really well done. But this film did something that I don't normally like, genre mixing, because this movie has a lot of genre mixing. This movie's a romance film, this movie's an action film, this film is a horror film, this film's a thriller. But this is one of those films where I feel like the genre mixing is done really freaking well in this film. Because they both have to do with the plot and it's presented very smoothly, and I thought those genre mix work really well in this film. The action scenes in this film as well are surprisingly really well handled in this film. They're filmed very well. Seeing Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy kick ass because they are badass in this film when it comes to the action scenes. And each action scene in the film is a standout for me. I thought the action scenes are done really well, and also the score of this film is great. It could have been one of those scores that's out of place, but it somehow kind of works in this film. It has that techno action guitar music, and I thought it absolutely works throughout the film. I'll probably say my biggest issue when it comes to The Gorge, in my personal opinion, is that this film kind of drags just a little bit towards the second and third act. This film felt like it has a lot of different third acts and different endings of the film where I'm like, okay, then, oh no, it's going to end like this. I felt like this film has a lot of different endings that could have just ended right there. But you know what? This movie is saved from the story for the most part. Anya Taylor-Joy and Miles Teller's romance, that's the biggest thing that I feel like works in this film. Them two. Their chemistry is just so well done, and I think that's the biggest reason that I feel like you should stream this film and check out The Gorge. Overall, guys, The Gorge is a very enjoyable action, sci-fi, horror, romance film that has a lot of great things on the table. I think Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy have a fantastic chemistry with one another. The romance in the film is very natural. The action scenes are great. I didn't even mention the horror scenes. The horror scenes are also really well done in this film. Scott Derrickson does a great job directing this movie. The mystery behind the Gorge is also really effective in the film and gets you very invested. What is going on around the Gorge? I wouldn't say it's the best film of this year or anything. It's not a film that I would say, oh, I'm going to remember this film like for the entire year. But if I see this film on Apple TV again, I'll be like, you know what? I'm fine with watching it again because this is a very enjoyable film. And Scott Derrickson directed the film very well, and Miles Teller and Anya Taylor-Joy, they're the biggest reasons you should check out this film. I gotta say, for The Gorge, absolutely stream this movie. So guys, that is my review for The Gorge. Let me know what you think of this film in the comments below. Do you like the film, hate the film, or you thought it's okay? Just let me know in the comments below. Make sure you guys follow me on social media links down below. Keep contact with me. And make sure you guys subscribe to my channel, notify for my latest movie reviews and other movie related content. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a nice day.